Good morning, Ahiah. My name is Chris Glick. I will be leading you in a meditation today. Welcome to Ahiah. And wherever you are, just notice your breath. Maybe you're sitting, maybe you're lying down, maybe you're driving your car. Wherever you are, in whatever state of consciousness you happen to be in, just notice your breath. Notice your breath. That's breath is the essence of what carries the energy that makes us who we are. Just from the simple aspect of breathing. So center yourselves where you are. Gently close your eyes if you can. Feel your feet as they attach to the floor in the same way that the nerves in our nervous system attach to our muscles. In this process, life creates, life is, life becomes energy of the breath. Notice how when you deeply breathe in, like right now, breathe in. Hold that breath, if you can, for about 8 seconds. Just let it go. Breathe in. Hold the breath. Do this a few times. Notice the breath as it enters. Notice that breath as it travels through your extremities, your arms, your legs, through your energy centers, seemingly just spreading out all over, like a drop of water just dropping and spreading out everywhere. That breath, as it does this, is going into all areas of your being. Feel the breath. Notice the breath. Feel it entering your crown chakra. That's the one up here. Yes, the breath comes in throughout your system. Feel the breath coming in through your forehead area. Some we call the third eye. Feel that breath as you breathe in, filling that area. Feel the breath attaching. Feel that as it just goes, calms, fills. Feel the breath as it enters through the throat. The throat, that center, which is how you speak, how you act, all of those things. That breath is energizing, healing, opening, feel that as your muscles start to relax, as your nerves just kind of let them be a little bit. Let those muscles be. Allow that breath to get in there. Just circulate. Fill that area where there are some sensations, reactions, feel painful, but breathe into that. Allow the breath just to be, just notice it. It does its own work. Breathe deeply. Feel the warmth of the circulation system as the breath just enters and fills all those little areas that go all throughout your system. And feel that breath going down even into your heart area. Yes, right now you feel that. The heart, your heart is open, responding, loving, anticipating, breathing, caressing. Feel that blood just warming around the heart. Getting ready just to do some good as that breath travels downward around the power center that you are. We kind of locate that around the solar plexus, stomach area. And you allow that breath down there, and you feel that. And you might actually feel the sensation of complete relaxation as those nerves there just relax and recede a little bit from those muscles. And even now your body just feels, it just feels nice. You feel that energy just going all around your sacral center. Just feel it's alive. That area that is creating, being fed by the heart, by the warmth of the heart, carrying the breath, even all the way to the root chakra. Yes, we call it the root chakra. It's the grounding, it's the connection between body and mind. And right now, it feels good as you notice your breath circulating through the nervous system, caressing now through the nervous system, allowing the breath to allow the nerves to caress the muscular system. Those muscles attached to your structure, to your building, your temple, your bones. Even there, you feel that breath in those just softening a little bit, receiving this love that is the breath that is. Breathe deeply. Allow this breath. Allow the breath to caress, to sense, to release any and everything. Just because you can, your breath empowers you into allowing those nerves to relax. Muscles are relaxing, being filled with this breath, this energy of life. As you are in sync with your breathing, now just close those eyes. Open your inner eye, your third eye. And you are now aware that that breath is not just you. That breath is all instance of life. From the tiniest damselfly to the giant whale, to each grain of sand, to each grain of salt, to every little blade of grass, breathing this elixir of life, always creating, always allowing the breath, allowing the healing. Go deeper as you look through that, the window of your soul, the third eye. Just see all the teeming life in the breath that is you. Feel the vibration now. Feel the vibration. Feel the color, the light, the joy, the ecstasy of the breath. as you begin to come back into your seat where you are, gradually, gently open your eyes, and you're opening those eyes to something more now, to a deeper knowing of who you are, this gentle being that is just allowing light and love. And as we begin to come into our consciousness, we're going to play a little music video that was very wonderfully prepared by our beloved Gabriel. So I invite you to stay, and in a few minutes we'll start our wonderful service. Namaste. God bless you.
Lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and think of you. Caught up in circles, confusion is nothing new. Flashback, warm nights, almost left behind. Suitcase of memories, time after sometimes you picture me. I'm walking too far ahead, you're calling to me. I can't hear what you've said, then you say go slow, I fall behind. The second hand unwinds. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time, if you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. After my picture fades and darkness has turned to gray, watching through windows, you're wondering if I'm okay. Secrets stolen from deep inside. The drum beats out of time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time after time. Time after time. Time after time. Time after time. Time after time.
Beautiful, beautiful. That was lovingly crafted by Gabriel. And so we're just waiting for our technical director to cue us in. God morning, Ahiah. Welcome to live streaming, live service at the Ahiah Center for Spiritual Living in beautiful downtown Pasadena, California, USA, in the heart of the Playhouse Village. Yes, indeed. And I still hear the meditation music going in the background, so I'm kind of still in the zone. I think our sound team is working on that. You better catch it before I fall asleep up here. That meditation was just beautifully orchestrated by Chris Glick, our musical director. And we want to give Chris some love. Chris is our musical director. He's a licensed practitioner. And he'll be accompanied today by Leon Johnson on the bass. And Mike Rosen's holding up the percussions and rhythms today. Let's give them a round of applause, shall we? Indeed, indeed. And our musical inspiration today is Erin Carere. Erin, welcome home. Welcome home. So good to see you. And speaking of welcome home, I'm glad to be home. They let me out of prison. And I am guilty of crimes of the heart. We go into 6 California prisons carrying compassionate experiential education. And what's so different about the work that we do is that it's not the kind of work that you read in a book, but it's the kind of work that you experience in your heart. When another human being sits in front of you and confirms understanding with you and acknowledges your humanity. And as I mentioned the last time I was here, you know, it's like being a living example of Sawubona. I see you. I see you. You know, and carrying that with us in life, you know. So my invitation to you is the next person that you look in the eyes, just think gently in your mind, Sawubona. I see you. I see you. Yes. Imagine what the world would be like if we all just walked around like that, huh? Be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Indeed, indeed. So I'm glad to be back home. For those who are meeting for the first time, I'm Reverend Michael Bernard Lattimore, your guide on the side. I'm the assistant minister here. I've been at Ahiah since we were the Pasadena Church of Religious Science back in '98, down the street, across the street, round the corner. And I just love the continuous learning experience of this philosophy. It's like we never get to the finish line. It's a constant journey, always raising our consciousness, you know. So I'm glad to be home. And what else am I supposed to be doing? Oh, I want to introduce you, yes, to Harris, our technical director. He's back there managing the flow of electrons out in cyberspace on our live streaming platforms. Let's give Harris some love. Harris, thank you so much for all you do and all you are, good brother. Indeed, Brother Milton's in the house. And over here, hiding in the mystical, magical sound booth, is our electron transmitter over here, Sir Frederick. He's managing all the sound, making sure that we can be heard. Indeed. Thank you for your selfless service. All right, there he is. Let's give him some love in there. So, we know he's in there, indeed. And so, why don't we get God's party started? Indeed. And we're going to do that with a song. We love a song. And this is a song that some of you might remember. It's an older agape song written by Ricky Byers Beckwith. It's called Use Me. And so Ahiah Mass Choir, I would invite you to stand and join us for the singing of Use Me.
As you show me so much, Erin. Beautiful song, very meaningful. Good morning, everyone. I'm just going to start us with a short prayer and then do a reading. So let's just turn within to that sacred silent space and just acknowledge the fact that God is everywhere present at all times in every situation. How grateful I am for that. And I just know that as I know that for myself, I know that for each and every person here, each and every person actually in the world, God is present, God is alive, God is powerful, and God is the answer to any and every situation. I am just knowing this to be the truth for me, and as I said, for each of us. I just am grateful for our time together. I am grateful for this service. I am grateful for the music that touches our hearts and just opens it so that we can hear and accept the knowledge and information, insights that are presented to us. I am so grateful for our assistant minister, Reverend Michael Lattimore, knowing that he has the ability and he uses it to help us understand what life is all about, to let us know that God is present in our lives, that God is directing us, and that we are loved by this presence. I am so grateful for each and every person that contributes to this service, our ushers, our greeters, each and every one that makes a contribution to this celebration service. And so I just release my word into the law, knowing that it is already done in the mind of God. And I just say, thank you, Mother, Father, God. And I invite you to join me in saying, and so it is. So today I'll be reading from 365 Signs of Mine. The date, May 28th. My song longeth, ye ever faithful for the courts of the Lord. My heart and my flesh cry out for the living God. That's Psalm 84:2. As I center my consciousness in infinite being, I realize that its essence is love, and this love is in and through everything and everyone. I know that this love essence, the very substance of life, creative principle behind everything, flows through my whole being, spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. It flows in transcendent lovingness into my world of thought and form. I am conscious of this divine circuit, which love is. I feel it as a golden stream of force flowing from God through me and out into all that my thoughts rest upon and returning to God. I know this force is ever flowing, ever renewing, vitalizing, bringing joy, harmony, and blessing to everything and everyone it touches. It flows with power and purpose through everything that I do as it leads me gently down the pathway of life. Consciously, I attune myself to this stream of perfect love. In its flow, I see it as an ever-widening spiral of continuous right action, bringing me ever-widening fields of expression. I, whom am love, share myself, my love with all humanity. I know that in love, there can be no separation, for love unites. Love sustains and protects its own. I know that the love I express, blessing all who are in my way, touched. It heals every condition, brings my own to me. I am immersed in love. Thank you.
Thank you, Myrna. Let's give Myrna some love, shall we? Thank you for your selfless service. I love that idea of God's love being like a stream of energy that's flowing, that's constantly connecting us to it. You know, I just love that idea. And speaking of that, why don't we share that stream with everybody in the room, huh? This is a time to give a warm Ahiah welcome. You can just wave, shine that light, show folks your smiling face. Boy, the the sanctuary's filling up in here. Just saying, if you're at home watching this in your PJ Yamas, you might want to come down here and get in this action, because this is a sight to see. Indeed, indeed. And so Erin is going to help us raise that vibration even more as she delights us with some song. Please welcome Erin Carere.
Oh, I can say hi. Hi. How y'all doing? Wonderful. There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer. If you look inside your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. It's a long road when you face the world alone. No one offers out a hand for you to hold, but you can find love if you search within yourself, and the emptiness you felt will disappear. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. Lord knows dreams are hard to
Thank you, Erin. Thank you. How in line with the message today. Yes, a hero lies in me. That sounds like there's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it, and it's right where you're sitting right now. Yes, indeed. I like that part when the hero shows up. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Erin. Thank you so much. We're talking about this month, light within the shadows, that in him is no darkness at all, and that the light of a single candle can dispel the darkness of 1,000,000 midnights. One candle, one light, you, just one of you. That's all it takes, because you make a difference in your son's life, yes, in your daughter's life, in your wife's life, your kids, your grandkids, your great-great-grandkids. You make a difference in the lives of those who are yet on their way by the work that you are doing, the foundation that you're laying for them to walk into. When they are born, when they come into this place, they will step into a place that you have lit up because you allowed your hero to come out. Well, we can go home now. I'm talking about this morning. Lights, camera, action. You are on. Yes, indeed. I love this teaching because it's always teaching. There's an intelligent design in the universe, and this wonderful cosmic coordinating committee. You know about them, right? They're up there moving around all the pieces, creating synchronicity, circumstance, these random happenings, right? You think that's just random? No, that's the cosmic coordinating committee. That's God's way of letting you know that you have been assigned the cosmic coordinating committee to help you, right? To orchestrate your life. So y'all know I like stories. Let me tell you a story. It was a night like any other. Except on this night, I had this recurring dream. This dream that just haunted me. It always seemed to just show up randomly for some reason. So here's how it went. I find myself standing on a stage, center stage, behind a huge curtain. And it's dark. And on the other side of the curtain is the largest audience in the world. I can hear them. You know that hush of the audience out there? I can just hear them just breathing, waiting. And slowly the curtain starts to rise. But there's a problem because I don't know my lines. I don't even know what play this is. Where's the person that's supposed to show me my lines? Like, what is this? What am I supposed to do? And the curtain is rising. You ever had a feeling like that? Huh? I think that dream is really a metaphor for the fact that for the past 3 years, we've been standing behind a curtain, waiting for it to rise, not having a clue about what our line is when that curtain goes up. What do we do from here? What is this play even about? Are we going to go back to normal? Normal? What's that? Right? We don't want to go back to normal. We want a new play. We want something new. This game is called Lights, Camera, Action. And it's happening to us in every waking moment of our life. We're being given an opportunity to learn. And what I love about this teaching, Science of Mind, is that it's about continuous learning. It reminds us that we're in Earth School. And you know what I say about Earth School? In regular school, they give you a bunch of lessons because there's going to be a test, right? You study the lessons for the test. But in Earth School, they give you the test first. Then you get the lesson. And so we are always experimenting in the laboratory of our own life to see what works and what doesn't work. We're like that man that went to the doctor, said, "Doctor, it hurts when I do this." The doctor said, "Don't do that." Right? We're learning. So When you come to me for prayer, or any practitioner, I treat my own mind. I treat myself to know the truth, because what I know is that when truth is known anywhere, it's known everywhere. I've been able to experiment with that theory, to demonstrate it over and over and over again. And so I don't treat the condition. If you tell me, like I got an owie, I hurt my finger, I don't treat for that. I treat for the truth. What I know about my body temple, about your body temple, about everybody's body temple, everywhere, that there's one power, one presence, one love. It is always doing what it does. And I go straight to the truth. That's what we as practitioners do. We treat ourselves. And then we get to witness the demonstration. Because you call us up and you said, hey, it worked out. And we say, it worked out? You say, yeah, it worked out. And we say, yeah, it worked out. That's right. I knew it would work out. God always works out. And we get to experience that over and over and over again in the laboratory of our own life. Not in a book somewhere that we read, but in our life, we get to experience it. The work that March and I have been doing in the prisons for freedom to choose. Why on earth do you think I would want to go into Folsom Prison? The oldest, dankest, draconian prison on the planet, as far as I'm concerned. I've been doing this work for 14 years now, and that was one of the most challenging environments to go into. And we were right next to the gallows room. And we believed in our consciousness at one time that we could throw people away. Just throw them away, lock up, throw them away, throw away the key. We also believed that we could throw away trash. And what did we find? There is no away. Can't throw it away. That trash we threw away is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. 1 billion cubic feet of trash that we thought we were throwing away. And those people we thought we could throw away, they're coming home one day. 95% of them will come home. And we want them to come home in better shape than they were when they went in. Having had a chance to look at the trauma, look at the choices, and to make new choices so they can come out and they can teach others who are on that path, because we got a pipeline. We have a pipeline of individuals that are going straight from school, do not pass go straight to the big house. My wife has been working with those kids for 25 years. So we're experimenting. And there's something incredible about experimenting in the laboratory of our own life. Ralph Waldo Emerson says, do not be too timid and squeamish about your actions. He's suggesting that we be bold. All life is an experiment. And the more experiments you make, the better. And so he's inviting us to step out on the edge. Be bold. Take a risk. Don't just put your little toe in, put your big toe in, and then try your whole foot. Just try it. Because as we experiment in this classroom of our life, we learn through repetition and emotional involvement. Repetition and emotional involvement. Repetition. Did I say repetition? Over and over and over again. Now I know why Grandmama told me the same thing over and over and over again. I would be on my way to play, and she would say, boy, she talked funny because she dipped snuff, Boy, come on over here and sit down, because you don't believe fat meat is greasy. Come on, sit down right here, because I'm going to tell you something about the truth, boy. And I would be like, Grandma, no, my friend's waiting on me. Grandma, I got to go. No, boy, you sat down right there, and I'm going to tell you something about the truth. And then she would tell me something that she had told me 1,000 times before. And I wondered, why did she do that? You all probably wondering why I do the same thing today. I tell you the same thing over and over and over again, that there is one life, That life is God's life. That life is perfect life. That life is your life now. Why do I do that? Because we learn from repetition and emotional involvement. Just like in our games. Like our games, right? Any other gamers in here besides me? I'm a gamer. That's how I got into cybersecurity. I started a whole new career from gaming. So parents, if you think your kids are wasting time gaming, I'm telling you, they're on a path, they're on a mission. I learned something about games. I learned something from the viruses that I got on those games. I learned that you can also get a virus in your mind, a thought virus, and that you need antivirus software to remove that thought virus just like you do on your computer, right? That you need some help because I had to call people to help me clean up those viruses. I needed help because I didn't know what a virus was, how to remove it, what it was. And that curiosity and that seeking led to like a whole new career. And some of you know I have that alter ego as a digital defender. That's kind of like my side, you know how the young folks got those side hustles going, you know? Yeah, that's my little side hustle, right? But that's just repetition thing. Don Miguel tells us don't take it personally. It's not personal. We all get it over and over and over again. So I got a message this morning that the Cosmic Coordinating Committee had set up Marsha Bradshaw to do a power talk. And what we say in prison is our motto, which is we are so flexible. Because we know when we're flexible, we will not be bent out of shape. So I'm going to be flexible. I'm going to invite Marsha, because I know she knows something about this. I'm going to invite Marsha Bradshaw up for a power talk. Let's give her some love, family.
Good morning. And it is so great to be here with you. Somehow, someone decided, as Reverend Michael said, that it was time for me to do a power talk. You know how he was talking about the orchestration that's going on? I had no idea I was doing a power talk until I saw it the other day. And Spirit gave me something to talk about. It's called Lights, Camera, Action. And when I say lights, camera, action, I am seriously talking about I had a light, a camera, and action event about 2 months ago. So last Monday, during the beloved community, we were talking about being vulnerable. So I'm standing before you being vulnerable. That's not something I do easily. And I might say that the lights, the camera, and stop the action. And take a moment and get still and listen was the order of the day. Because as many folks know, me, I don't like doctors, and I don't take medicine. Well, that was the story I tell. The event caused me to have an overdose of both doctors and medicine. Lights, camera. I was rushed to the emergency room one Sunday evening. The doctors still don't know why. They haven't come up with what the cause of the event is yet. That's Spirit. Cameras were flashing, taking pictures everywhere. I was stopped in my tracks. I could do nothing but allow them to take the pictures and do what they do, give me all the medicine they wanted to give me, and I could do nothing. That's not something I take lightly. There are many things that I could say and people could say about why I had to spend 4 days in the hospital. My feeling is that I had to get over my fear of hospitals and doctors. Get over my fear. I didn't even realize I had fear, But I had to get over my fear of hospitals and doctors. Spirit asked me to garner a level of respect and trust for the medical professionals who were doing their work. That I had to trust the process and unlearn the fear of doctors because Spirit knows best. It is important that I see the doctors as emissaries of light, recognizing that Spirit is shining through each one of them. And that Spirit is shining in the darkness into my body temple, showing what I chose not to listen to or hear or even see. They allowed the doctors to explore my body temple for the illnesses and the challenges. You see, the purpose of me getting to the hospital was for the doctors to have access to my body temple, which probably never would have happened, even though I had the intention of having a full physical exam. That wasn't going to happen anytime soon. I said lights, camera, action. And I know the real action is for me to trust how God shows up in my life and to have faith that I will be guided. And in this case, choosing to trust the medical professionals and their action. Every person that took care of me during my hospital stay was gentle and caring. They were caring souls, and they had my interest at heart. I could feel the loving care and the excellence, and that they were literally taking care of my heart because I was in the cardiovascular wing of the hospital. My hospital stay was a lesson in releasing fear, darkness of my old patterns, and allowing the light to shine within me. Action for me is shining the light into the dark places, the places where looking at my health and actually listening to my body. The emissaries of light are the doctors in this case, allowing them to do what they are trained to do. Identify any health challenges that I may have. As long as I maintained an attitude of fear of doctors, they could not take care of me. What came up for me when I was preparing this talk was Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all you who are labored, and I will carry your burdens. I will give you rest. So I say to you, that ego that stands and says no need for medicine, no need for doctors, clearly had something to learn. Namaste.
Amen. Teach, good sister. Teach. No doubt in my mind that when I call on my sister Marsha Bradshaw, she's going to tell the truth. I could trust her without a doubt. And what a wonderful testimony to this game called Lights, Camera, Action. Because I think it is a game. Oh, thank you. She just took my talk from me. Lets us know that we can trust that God is playing this game with us. And God always wins. God never loses. That's the beautiful thing about it. So in this game, it's called Lights, Camera, Action, we get called to shine the light. Turn on the light. That's the way the game goes. And then we get a call to break out a camera, take a picture, and ask ourselves, what am I looking at here? What is this picture really revealing back to me? And then we get a chance to take an action. What is my next step? And if all of those actions are God-oriented, we can trust that we're playing on God's team. And since God always wins, we always win. It's amazing how God set up this whole cosmology for us to learn through games, right? I don't know about you, but even before I found computer games, I was always a game entrepreneur or a game addict, a game lover, I remember I came from a place called a neighborhood. Anybody remember that? Neighborhood? There was neighbors next door to you, and you knew who they were, right? See them on the street, they waved to you, you waved to them. And there was kids. Some of those neighbors had kids. And we used to play some games. I'm telling you, we used to play some real games. We used to play red light, green light, right? Remember that? Somebody put their head down. They say, red light, everybody freeze. Then they say, green light, and everybody run. And then red light, turn around. I saw you move, right? I think we're kind of playing that game in our nation right now, because we kind of frozen. We kind of in red light mode about a whole lot of stuff that we ought to be in green light mode on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for reals. It's almost like our Congress is in red light mode about this whole idea of mass shootings. Come on. I got to speak it. I've got to say it, If you say crime, let's fight rising crime, they go like the villagers after Frankenstein. Yeah, crime, kill the crime. That's right, we got to stop it. But you say gun violence, and they go red light mode. Oh, you're trying to take away my rights. No, I'm not trying to take away your rights. Just saying if you need an AR, go get one, and that's it. It's over with, We need to put a lid on this. This is a game that is too deadly. It's costing us. So that's all I'm going to say about that game. Other game I love was hide and go seek. Hide and go seek. So somebody had to hide, and then somebody had to go seek. So, I used to love that anticipation, you put your head down, and then you say this little thing, last night before, 24 robbers at my door. I got up, let them in, hit them in the head with a rolling pin. All hid? No, I ain't hid. Wait, I'm still hiding, Right? And it's amazing how life seems to play hide and go seek with us, too, It's almost like our joy is hiding from us. And then we're going out experimenting, seeking it through things that, we might have thought would bring us joy. Is this where my joy is? Or is this where my joy is? But sometimes we've buried it so deep that we can't find it. Like those friends of yours that used to find those super duper hiding spots. The ones where you could never find them, And then all of a sudden they would come out and you're like, where were you at? I ain't telling you because I'm going to hide there the next time. Right? And follow the leader. Remember follow the leader? They're still playing follow the leader in society, even inside a corporate. If the leader in corporate is not taking a stand on equity, they're not taking compliance training, the direct reports won't either. People follow the leader. They do what the leader does. And that's the same thing like in our society, right? So we got these people we call leaders that we elected, and we tend to, just follow them and allow them to do what they want to do. And I don't know if that's working out too swell, But it's teaching us because we learn through repetition and emotional involvement. Ernest Holmes reminds us, as you learn to release all your burdens to the right action of God, you will find that everything falls into proper place. And so that's given us an idea about how to play the game. How to play this game called lights, camera, action. And then when we were kids, there were other games that we played, and we would learn from our elders how to play the game. So there was this game we used to play called House. Now, some of you all know that I lived next door to a family that had 17 kids. So we had plenty of folks to play house with, right? From the biggest kid to the littlest kid. And my aunt used to tell Miss Boswell, she was from Louisiana, and she had these 17 kids, and she, I guess, probably had been, pregnant and probably barefoot too, since the time she was a teenager to have all those kids, But, she would tell Miss Boswell, yeah, now if Michael misbehaves and you whip your kids, you whip him too, I mean, 'cause that was the way they did back in the day, And so when we played house, there was the oldest sister, Mary Ann, and when she played, when she was the mother, the first thing that she would do, because she was a strict mother, right? The first thing she would do is say, all right, all you kids, y'all been bad. Everybody's getting a whooping, right? And so then she would make us all go get switches, So we had to go find our own switch, And then she would line everybody up just like her mother did, because this is what her mother did. She lined up all her 17 kids in a line, and she whooped them one by one, right? And get this, she would make them take off their clothes. Now, where do you suppose she learned that from? Huh? Her mother was one generation removed from slavery. This is what she and her mother's mother had experienced. And so Mary Ann, this little child, was just emulating what she had learned from her ancestral line, right? But you best believe when she lined up those kids, had them taking off their clothes, I shot through that gate and went home. I wasn't about to get no whipping, not like that. I used to get a spanking, spank my hand, that kind of thing, That's why I was so bad, But, we learn from our ancestral line. And that tells us that we got these rules that we made up for the game that we learned from our parents and their parents and the parents of our parents' parents. And they might be operating in our consciousness and we don't even know it. Especially our ideas about poverty, our ideas about abundance, about money, about prosperity, right? A lot of those ideas are ancestral. They were passed down. Eckhart Tolle in his book, A New Earth, says, not what you do, but how you do what you do determines whether you are fulfilling your destiny. And how you do what you do is determined by your state of consciousness. And so these are just some of the elements that make up our consciousness, our awareness. Because if we don't know, and we don't even know we don't know, then it's hard for us to make a new choice. It's hard for us to play the game of lights, camera, action to win, right? Because we're playing from a place, right, where we believe that the odds are stacked against us. Some of us believe that we're playing that game called You Can't Win, right? I always talk about, I used to have friends that talked about how broke they were. Man, I'm so broke I can't change my mind. Oh, that's nothing. I'm so broke I can't even, what do you say? I'm so broke I can't pay attention. There you go. Yeah, that was one. So that shows you how far removed that idea is from my consciousness, right? Like, I'm not having that today. So our state of consciousness and our beliefs and our practices in life are passed down to us. And this game of lights, camera, action is reminding us that there is a truth to everything that happens. There's a message behind it. So that dream that I talked to you about, when the curtain rises up? Well, this week, one of my sponsees sent me an inspirational message that shined a light on that dream. And it said, I'll read it to you. It's a little bit of an eye chart. It says, everything is a lesson. Anything that annoys you is teaching patience. Anyone who abandons you is teaching you how to stand up on your own 2 feet. Anything that angers you is teaching forgiveness and compassion. Anything that has power over you is teaching you how to take your power back. What you hate is teaching you unconditional love. And whatever you fear is teaching you courage to overcome your fear. Marcia didn't know about this, but the story she told was exactly this message. This is from Native American wisdom. And so this is a metaphor for what we've been through this decade. We were behind that curtain for 3 years, waiting for it to rise, in the dark, alone, just waiting for the curtain to rise, wondering what's going to happen when that curtain comes up. And we had plenty of time to think about it. It was like Spirit said, go to your room and think about what you've done. There's a Sanskrit word, lila. It means the play or the drama of God. So when the curtain rises, it's lila, the play of God. And it reminds us of this idea of Ananda, what the Hindus call Ananda. It's joy, it's bliss. It's that spontaneity of play. You know how we feel in our hearts when we're playing? When we played hide and go seek, we were in that bliss. We were in that joy, right? I remember it like yesterday. In Science of Mind, we recognize the infinite possibilities of God's play. And sometimes it does feel like our joy is playing hide and seek with us, and that it's hiding in a really good spot. But we know that God is that joy, and that God is that one who has many names and responds to them all. And those names that rhyme with joy, Ananda, bliss, peace, happiness, that joy can express in us in an infinite number of ways. How does your joy express? What makes your heart sing? What do you want to find when you discover that secret hiding place of your joy? My joy expresses in taking the light into places that people think are dark. For I know that God is everywhere present, and in him is no darkness at all. You see, some souls go to the Himalayas to be with God, to be alone, to be in seclusion, in isolation with God. And there are souls that go to places that we call prison to be with God, to cultivate a light, a magnificence inside of themselves that they can carry into the world. And what I know is that I don't have enough information to judge who should go to the Himalayas and who should go to the prison. Okay? All I know is that the light is everywhere present. And you know, they used to tell me in Chicago that you got to bring some to get some. And I take the light with me, you know, and I take that willingness and I take that flexibility so I don't get bent out of shape. So here's our lesson for today. You have within you amazing gifts and talents that allow you to rise to any occasion. Some call it the hero within. Creativity, imagination, resilience, innovation, the power to create simply by the power of your thoughts and your words. The energy that's in the heart of your heart. You have the power to speak that into being. In our beloved community, we have shared an idea over the past 2 months that I'm going to share with you right now. That power within us is amplified by our community. Because in this spiritual community is connection. And in connection is learning, understanding, empathy, vulnerability. And when that curtain rises and you have forgotten your lines, I'm there with you. Somebody's there with you, standing on that stage, reminding you of your lines, right? Reminding you of what is yours to do, what the next step is. It's okay to say, I don't know, because you're immersed in a sea of community. of practitioners and ministers that can support you through that. This has been a pretty dark time. It really has. And there's a lot of people who are not playing the game, you know what I mean? They're playing a different game, you know, suffering, the game of suffering. And we know who we're playing the game with. And in our community is that connection, the opportunity to expand that idea, to share it with each other so we can play our bigger game. So in closing, I want to share with you the final part of this Native American teaching. The warrior is not someone who fights, for no one has the right to take the life of another. The true warrior for us, Native Americans and New Americans, is the one who sacrifices himself for the good of others. Their task is to take care of the elderly, the defenseless, those who cannot provide for themselves, and above all, the children, the future of humanity. And this is from a Native American teaching. So this universal game of lights, camera, action has provided you with all the tools that you need. Unlimited access to prosperity and abundance raining down in your lives like Niagara Falls. And it always says yes to your every proclamation. But you've got to experiment with that theory, right? You've got to prove it to yourself. Don't believe it because I said it. Practice it in your own life so that you can witness it. And then you can call your practitioner and the minister and say, hey, it worked out. And we're going to say, oh, it worked out? And you're going to say, yeah, everything worked out. And we'll say, yeah, good. I knew it would. So just know that you have assigned to you the Cosmic Creation Committee to orchestrate the fulfillment of your every intention. So imagine the scene. The curtain is rising slowly as you stand there in the dark, alone, and you are reborn into the world, aware of the evolutionary consciousness emerging as you. A single spotlight emerges, shining down from the high heavens, focusing on you. This is your time, your scene, your moment, your life. And the game is lights, camera, action. You're on. Please join with me as we affirm our affirmation. I shine my unique light on life's center stage. So nice, let's do it twice. I shine my unique light on life's center stage. Absolutely. You are on, family. Yes, indeed. And let's move into prayer. Let's anchor that, shall we? Please join with me as we just turn within to the secret and sacred place of the Most High, the one who has many names and who responds to them all. And we just call on that name in our heart of hearts in this moment. We call it God, Allah, Jesus, Yahweh, Jehovah, Allah. Whatever that name is, it responds. There is a conscious contact, a reciprocity, a connection, a channel, a divine connection. And we know that even before we were formed in our mother's womb, it knew our name. It knew our nature. It knew that the lines that had been planted within us to say, the actions that we were destined to take, the work that we were created. And it knew the divine purpose, the special quality of light that it had planted within us. And as we anchor ourselves to that realization in this moment, we realize with our real eyes that we are standing on holy ground, on sacred ground, alive, awake, and aware, opening to a deeper realization, a shift in consciousness that we are playing this wonderful game with the creator of all that is. This wonderful game of lights, camera, and action. We have access to the light to shine it anywhere and everywhere. We have access to that camera to take that picture that reveals to us the divine presence, everywhere present, never absent. And we are divinely guided and led and impelled and moved to take the right action. Guided. For we are playing this game with God, and God always wins. How grateful I am to speak this word of blessing in this sacred space, sending this blessing forward to all under the sound of my voice, proclaiming divine right action, perfect health in the body temple, loving relationships, abundance and prosperity raining down in our lives like Niagara Falls, and knowing without a doubt that there is not a spot where God is not. How grateful I am to speak this word into being, knowing that it's already done in the mind of the one. And we allow it to be done in our minds even now as we join together in gratitude and one accord. And we simply say, and so it is. Amen and amen. Thank you, family. Thank you. Wasn't that fun? I had a good time. Oh, the kids are, our young folks are back there working on their wind chimes, so they're going to be in here in a moment. But it's time for our conscious contribution. Oh, music first? Conscious contribution, that's what I thought. Yeah. Earth to mic. So family, if you could join with us as we take our offerings in our hands, holding it over our heart. You can give online at ahiah.com, donate. You can mail a check to Ahiah at 150 North El Molino, Pasadena, California, USA, 91101. Put a love note in there for Reverend Scott. He loves those love notes. And you can also text to give at 616-229-2225. And we join together as we affirm our prosperity affirmation. This gift I give is God in action. I send it forth with joy, confidence, and ease. I am blessed by the law of giving and receiving as I now share my gift with life. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And so it is. Amen and amen. And pass the wheelbarrows, please. All right. And Erin Carere is in the house. All right. She's going to lift us and shift us as the youth church prepares to come in. Take it away, Erin.
All right. Let's do it.
To sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. In every life, expect some trouble, but when you worry, you make it double. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. No place to lay your head. Somebody came and took your bed. Don't worry, be happy. The landlord says the rent is late. He may have to litigate. Don't worry, no, be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry. person to make you smile. Don't worry, no, 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 be happy. Oh, 'cause when you worry, your face will frown, and that will bring everybody down. So don't worry, no, 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 just be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Song I wrote, and I hope you learned it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. Oh, 'cause in every life you have some trouble, but when you worry, you will make it double. So don't worry, no, 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 don't worry, just be happy. Oh. Don't worry. Be happy. I mean, look at me. I'm happy, and I'm from the Midwest. So, it's like extra effort for me to stand up here and be like, oh, yeah, I'm not worried at all. And to actually mean it, I mean, I'm telling you, this is spirit running through me. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry.
Be happy. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the leaders of the 21st century. Miss Lisa.
Good morning. We're going to start with what the youth room did today, and this is Susan.
Good morning. So Alejandra would like to share with you what we did today in Sunday school.
So what we did today was we made affirmations of how we are, and I wrote for mine, I am powerful.
I am funny and I am kind.
I wrote, I am beautiful.
Thank you.
And now we'll hear from the teens.
So today we're going to be having a fundraiser for the wind chimes that we made. They're each $20, and it's to go for teen camp.
And we have another fundraiser coming up, as you know, our paint and sip, and our artist, our resident artist, who is going to be facilitating that, is going to talk to you about it.
Okay. So I asked to speak a little bit about it because I think a lot of times people think they're not creative. You haven't painted, you've never painted, you haven't done it in years. It's a scary thing to be creative. You're vulnerable. But I can assure you that I have done many, many, many paint parties, and nobody's failed it. Nobody's ever even done a bad job. Seriously. I walk you through the steps. You would be surprised. It surprises me when I started teaching it, and I've never been a teacher except my sister, who is a minister, encouraged me to start doing these at her church. And you guys were knocking my socks off. I mean, everybody was so good. And I think everyone says, oh, I can only draw stick figures. But stop and think about the fact that what did you ever learn beyond that? Nothing, right? I mean, most people, unless they have a real interest in art, it's not something that you do or practice. But I can assure you that in a creative environment, when everybody is following step by step, nobody fails this. Nobody does a bad job. And I would encourage you to come and challenge yourself and surprise yourself, and I think you'll have fun. And it goes for getting the kids to camp, which is a great thing. So I hope to see you there, and I guarantee you will have fun. Nobody fails. Nobody does a bad job. Everybody does fantastic work. So.
And there's an error on the thing. It's not in 2 weeks, it's in 1 week. Okay?
And we're going to be painting that picture.
Yes. And they're going to be painting the picture that's on the slide. Yeah.
And my experience with the one that I did is that people were quite amazed at how well they did, and you walk away feeling like you really accomplished something. So it's a good time. So we will be in the fellowship hall with our wind chimes. I'm sure you'll be able to hear us. And look forward to seeing everybody. Thank you. Thank you for your support always.
Give them some love. Okay. That's this week. Yep. So this week also, right after service, Truth in Numbers, the guidance of numerology taught by Helen Yee. And Helen is right here in the room. Helen, just what is numerology and how will this help my life? Tell us about it.
Hello, hello. My name is Helen, and my system is called a 1 minute decode. 1 minute. If you put your birthday on, you can decode in 1 minute. It's so interesting. And I'm a little bit disappointed because I didn't bring enough of my materials. So, and Scott is helping me to put it up together. So I wish you can come, okay? So sorry, I didn't bring my materials.
It'll be fun.
All right, I see you at 1 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect. It's going to work out. So Paint and Sip, Living in the Sacred, facilitated by Reverend Victoria Bomberry. That's coming up June 11th. And then we have, an announcement from Nancy Johnson. Nancy?
Good morning, Ahiah family. This is Nancy Johnson. Sawabona. Sawabona is a traditional African greeting, and I'm here to let you know that the Ahiah Ubuntu Healing Circle is inviting you to join us on Sunday, June 18th, after service for our celebration of the Juneteenth holiday. Once again, we will share the significance of Juneteenth in the African American community. We will have music, drumming, an ancestry presentation, and of course, a big feast. Please join us for this informative event. We look forward to seeing you.
Food is going to be off the chain. If, for no other reason, you're going to want to be there for that. But the other thing is that we're working with Dr. Gina Page, who is the CEO of African Ancestry. And we're going to have her talk about how she got started with this company that traces African ancestry for anybody that's interested. And quick story about that. So last year, I decided to take the plunge. I did it. I wanted to know who was the father of my father's father, and found out that my father's father was taken from Guinea-Bissau and that he was Balanta. And so since I've been learning this, I've learned Balanta language, Balanta culture, and it's amazing how the language just comes back to me. It's just intuitive. It's like it's in my DNA. And then I found out coincidentally that Annette Spence, who also did African ancestry, her people are from the Jola tribe. And the Jola and the Balanta are like this to this day and have always been historically interwoven. So, what a coincidence, right? That we would be connected and find out that our ancestors were from the same region. So, Gina Page is going to talk to us about African ancestry, and then we're going to give you a little history about Juneteenth, and also we got a little exercise for you. A little something that you can take away to help you anchor your own village, your own personal village in your life. So that's that. Let's see. Celebrating Ahiah's new members, Sunday, June 25th. Yep, special ceremony. Yep, there'll be food. So if you're a new member, make sure you come and find out more about membership and about go to the Hollywood Bowl. When is this? Show is on August 16th. Okay, woo, scared me. Gladys Knight and People Bryson will be gracing the stage. That's August 16th. So if you want to go with the Ahiah crew, and Reverend Scott is on the board of the Big Sky Retreat, and they are putting together a retreat in Big Sky. Is that Utah? Montana, yep, September 2nd through the 7th. So if you're looking for a retreat, there you go. And every Tuesday night, we have a book study. We're doing The Way of Mastery, very powerful book study. Wednesday nights, we do the Healing Circle. We watch a film, and we have a little conversation cafe. But we talk about healing topics. It's a great way to hang out on a Wednesday night and get a free checkup from the neck up. And our practitioners are in the room. If practitioners could just stand and show yourselves. And if you would like to have a laser prayer after service, just grab one of us, and we'll be happy to treat for you and show you how to do the 5 steps of treatment. And there's also ministry of prayer requests in the benches right in front of you in the pews. You can just put those in the prayer box right in the back. And dial a prayer. Wait, there's more. You can call in during the week to the church, hit option 7, and you get dial a prayer. Oh, here we go. And so we're ready to sing out now. Come on, Erin. So please stand, Ahiah Mass
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Yes, thank you, Erin. Thank you. And please join with me as we affirm our benediction. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in all of my affairs. I accept it, I am it, and I share it. Just the way it appears and just the way it appears not. Thank you, life. And so it is, amen, and amen, and so it is. Thank you, family. We will be doing a little fellowshipping while we prepare for the afternoon's workshop with Helen. So make sure you meet at least 3 people.